Yes, I'm gonna go for a quick solo trip in my new solo Novacraft 14-foot Prospector. I've had it out in the water empty, but out on trip, not with packs. So I'm kind of looking forward to giving it a try and do some fishing as well. Deer flies are really, really bad, and it's gonna be hot and humid today. Woohoo! Welcome to end of June. In the boat. Oh, Angel, you alright? You okay? Sit. Sit. Well, one thing to point out right off the bat, it's a narrow beam, 32 inches, where regular Prospector is 36. Lower to the water, she's good, but you're gonna get your feet wet because there's a bit of it's good second stability. Once it goes, it's great, but you're gonna feel it tipping, getting in. Yeah, especially with the dog. I'm glad I have a dog that is good in the boat. She slipped though because it's a brand new boat, so it's really slippery. Hope she's okay. If not, I'll turn back. And by the way, I always have a first aid kit made for your dog, and one for you, but a specific one for your dog. That's cool. Bald eagle. Yeah, that is a bald eagle, a mature bald eagle. I was wondering if the deer flies were going to be bad this time of year. They usually are, and they are. They take a chunk out of you. We need some dragonflies out to start eating them. Oh. It's funny too how they find you. It's not like a mosquito. A mosquito finds you by your CO2 emissions. These things find you by shiny things, like probably the color of my shirt. That was American bittern, and they don't move. They camouflage. And when the wind blows the reeds, they move with the reeds. I wish I had my bigger camera out to get a good shot of that, but I don't want to bug it because it's nesting. That was awesome. I haven't seen one of those for many years. We called it Oonka-chunk bird because they go Oonka-chunk, Oonka-chunk. And then it sounds like they're hitting, dogs are bad, a stake into the mud. Hear them before you see them. Awesome. This is a nice area. No one's here. No one. Except the bugs. First fish. Oh, I just lost him. Oh. He's huge. Look at the size of. Oh! Oh, wow. Oh, I lost him. I lost him. I lost another one. Did you just see the size of that fish? First fish. There we go. I think I found home for the night. Angel and I are in the bug shelter, aren't we, Angel? Yeah, I felt bad for her. She's snapping away at the deer flies. She's good at that, but yeah. So we got the bug shelter up. We got the tent set up. Canoe's pulled up. I'll probably go out fishing later though. Rain's coming in, and I got this nice campsite that I didn't even know was here. I've been on this lake before. It's a cranland lake, and it's a bit of work getting into. Not too bad though. Pretty swampy, pretty buggy today, and some beaver dams, and minimal portaging with that canoe. Like it is light. I'm saying that canoe because it's over there. It's light. It's man, like 32 pounds. I'm guessing 30. You literally twice today, instead of putting the yoke on and off, which is that's a hassle doing a creek actually. That's the thing too. I know I go off on tangent here, but it's really important to say that with a canoe like this, it's a 14-foot solo with a removable yoke with the pins, and just plan your route accordingly. I would not do a trip that you have to do multiple liftovers, portages in that canoe. I'd rather do the 16-foot with the yoke in it and then paddle backwards in a symmetrical canoe, Prospector, than actually keep putting the yoke in. Actually, twice today, I just put it on my shoulder. It was only like a lift over anyway, so I just put it on my shoulder and put it across. It's light enough to do that. But that is the disadvantage of a solo canoe, to remove the yoke, obviously. So, a couple things I didn't note before, because I have had this canoe out in the water but not on a trip. I'm really still baffled on my pack system because I have the dog. If I didn't have the dog, I wouldn't be baffled. I borrowed Andy's one of his Voyager packs. I was going to do his double Voyager pack. I think they're called Voyager packs, but basically his idea is, don't spill your whiskey, Gallon. Oh my God, no. So you got one pack and another one goes on top, and they lace together, they buckle together, and then you carry it with the top and also the harness system. So I borrowed it from him for this trip, thinking that I would put one in the front, one in the back, and that fits, except with the dog in front of me. Way too much weight in the front, and I was nosediving, so I think, no, I can't do that. I mean, it's okay to have the nose down a little bit to give you more control, but no. So I went with it. Well, I actually had the barrel inside that pack with much other things as well. So I just minimized my weight, like you have to do when you're solo, to be quite honest. And I put everything in my 30-liter barrel. It was a tight fit. Like, I hate to say it, Angel, I know you're listening, but it would have been a perfect day without you. She's a really good dog in the boat though. If you have a dog that goes all over the place, do not get the 14-foot or train your dog. I have Matt, and when she gets up, I go to your mat, she lies that down, because it is only a 32-inch beam, right? So you're quite narrow. So I think I mentioned it today when I started. Not the greatest initial stability, which is a given. I mean, not as bad as the Fox. Like I've talked about in the other video, Novacraft has a solo canoe that's called the Fox, and that feels a lot tippier when you head out than this guy or this person, that canoe, the he/she canoe, and yeah. But what I did find is if I wanted to push off to shore or get on shore from where I am, there's no riding the gunnel. Like, I don't know, like, have you ever done that in a canoe, but you put your feet on the gunnel and shimmy off and away you go? No. So you're gonna get your feet wet. Well, I've only paddled it for one day. I'm gonna experiment more with it, but it doesn't have the initial stability getting into it, especially when you have, like, I love you to bits, dog, but when you have the dog and you're like, can I move? You move there because I have to sit here. Anyway, once you get it going though, it's a fast boat. It really is a fast boat. Not as fast as the Fox. That's given, because the Fox is asymmetrical and this is symmetrical. But yeah, it's a lot quicker. And also I love the idea that it is narrow, because you can maneuver back and forth. When I was fishing today, and oh yeah, I got some good fish. I caught one small one. Actually, I lost a lot. Main reason I was losing them is that I put my barb down, because when I'm with the dog, I don't want a barbed hook in case something happens. I mean, nothing's ever happened, but in case. So I put the barb down, and I think I lost 3/4 of the fish I caught, but they're all good size smallmouth bass. And anyway, so the seat in there is slanted like this. So you basically put your bum cheeks on it, put your legs under, and I forgot my friggin' knee pads, and they're sitting right in my front room. Yeah, so I should have brought those, because that would be smart. Or I would actually glue pads down for my knees. That's what I would do. I just didn't do that. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I should have. Anyway, so you can order the Canoe with the seat straight up, and some people just don't like that. You kind of need to do that. For this Canoe, you need to be low down. Okay, the higher you go up, mosquitoes in the bug shelter. The higher you go up, the more tippy you feel at first. Again, once you get going, you're fine. And actually, I got really used to this Canoe. Also, again, I said this already, but really important to note, my dog's really good. She just doesn't move when I tell her not to, right? So, but yeah, you're not going to flip over. You feel like, oh, and then you start paddling. You're like, oh, good. Oh, this is good. So it's a lot quicker than a 16-foot Prospector, because it doesn't have the rocker. It has rocker, but not as much as the 16-foot Nova Crop Prospector. And I already said that in other videos, but it was proven today. Definitely. My Canoe is too light. It's 32 pounds. With the paint job, it's 35 pounds. I would go with the paint job. 35 pounds is not heavy. So what was I thinking, I'm getting old, right? So I need the lightest canoe as possible. Yeah, so why is that? You know, as soon as I get to the shore, I'm tying it down so it doesn't blow away for me, which is what you should do. It's that you're getting paranoid, and you should be, because that canoe would go flying in a big wind. And it was a bit breezy today, but I had a tailwind, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I was trying to get into some fishing spots and trying to film. So when you see me catching those fish, they're really badly filmed, sorry, but I got a dog right in front of me. I got one camera, and I didn't bring a net. I didn't think I'd catch that many fish. Anyway, but yeah, you're going around all over the place in a good wind. But with that said, it is so easy to do this because of the narrow beam. So I was fine doing that. And especially when you get the one paddle and the paddle in your hand and just push it like this, and then you get into that weed bed to cast a line. So it worked out. I think it's going to take a few more days for me to get used to it on a tripping style. I would say at the end of the day, it is not the Fox. It is not asymmetrical, go as fast as possible, but it is fast. It's a lot faster than the 16-foot Prospector. I think if I took the dog again with me, if I was fishing especially, I would take my 16-foot and go backwards in the symmetrical boat, sitting on the front seat. Sorry, the front seat. So just to explain all that, so some people were asking me that. So when you have a Prospector, the Prospector is symmetrical. So the one end is the same as the other end. So if you actually sit in the back seat and then go paddling like that, your nose is going to be up like this, and the wind's going to catch you, right? So if you actually reverse, because it's symmetrical, you can do that, right? In an asymmetrical boat, you can't. Well, you could, but it wouldn't make any sense because, you know, it's made for speed, pointy front end. So you actually sit in the front seat and paddle backwards with your packs and your dog ahead of you. So, and the rocker is justified. So yeah, that makes more sense. With a solo boat like this, even though it's symmetrical, it doesn't really matter in one sense because you're sitting in the middle anyway. Yeah, which is, again, I have to rethink my pack system. You can't bring a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm talking about, have you ever seen people that head off on Obiango and their canoe is just packed with lawn chairs and everything else, right? You can't do that in this boat. And it's not made for those people, to be quite honest. And I'm not judging whatever. It's a nice solo boat. You need to know how to paddle. And I would say, and you'll laugh at this, I would say double blading would work in that. I think you're low enough down in that seat. It wouldn't be as good as a cruiser boat, But no, I would double blade. In a big lake especially. I didn't need that today. And I didn't need to double blade. In fact, I don't really like the double blade idea. It makes sense. I just like finessing. And everybody goes, well, you can go faster. I'm not in a hurry, especially today. Not in a hurry today at all. My partner Christine told me to go on a solo trip. Because right now I'm looking for a job. I've talked about this on social media, but if you don't know, but I've been teaching part-time at a college, teaching trees and shrubs and fish ID and stuff, especially to youth at risk for half that time. And the Saskatchewan Fleming College cut 29 programs, in total actually 42 programs, 80% of them environmental programs. So conservation officer program, environmental assessment programs, yeah, and so they said, well, don't worry, Kevin, you have hours for the fall because we have to continue the students through, yeah, but in the springtime you might get bumped because you're part-time, so we have no protection when you're part-time. And I knew that going into it, but when you're part-time at the college, you start a contract every semester, so it's a new contract, as if you're a new person. So you get no benefits or no nothing, right? And I made that choice a long time ago not to be full-time because I wanted to go off and write books and paddle everywhere and whatever. And now I'm like, oh, I need a paycheck. And I want to finish at the college on my terms. I actually want to tell them I'm leaving as opposed to them telling me to leave. So I'm looking at other alternatives right now. And I was getting a little stressed about it. So Christine said, go out in the woods alone. Well, the dog's with me. And just think things through. Sum it all up. Good second stability, excellent second stability actually. And initial stability, yeah, getting in and out of the boat on the shoreline, it's not like a good stable Grumman. Or even a Coleman or whatever. You really got to finesse your way in, or just get in the water, get your boots wet, and that's what I did. Like, you're going to get your feet wet, and just go to the center of the canoe and go in that way, as opposed to run along the gunnel, especially if you have the dog. The other is at good speed, nice going back and forth with your paddle. In fact, actually, I'm not what's it called? It's called bench shaft. I'm not a bench shaft paddler, but if I was a bench shaft paddler, that would be a really good canoe for that because it's so easy to switch. I never really thought about that, but that'd be awesome. And yeah, or again, like double blade. In fact, I would do bench shaft before double blade. And for packing, I just got to practice more. I got to figure things through. I know there's room for pack in the front, pack in the back, but the heavy one can't go in the front, especially if you have the dog. So rethink that. Oh, I did, or I have to. Anyway, right. And I'm not going to have a fire tonight because the bugs are so bad. I brought my stick stove, but it's all duff here, and I'm not going to light the forest on fire. So I might have to cook my steak in a frying pan on the cook stove. Oh, my lord, the devil has entered the forest. Here. All right. Wait. Wait. Go and sit. Go and sit. Hey, go and sit. Wait. Ah! Wait. Wait. Okay. Good girl. I know, it's been a long day for you. You're hungry. Storms are coming, Angel. Storms are coming. Just chill, Galen. Just chill for once in your life. Just a question. Kevin, did you tie the canoe down? Yes, I did. Okay, then I can have a nap then. We're good. Because that means we can get out of here. Yeah, the forecast said 20% chance of rain. That happened. I gotta say, to be quite honest, I'd rather have this than a heat wave where I'm sitting here with no clothes on. Just saying. Some are in here too with blood. How'd they get blood on them? Interesting. Yeah. Right. Whew. Oh. Mosquitoes are really bad. I forgot how bad they are in June. In June. Muggy morning too, so we're up early. Let it dodge. Yeah, second morning, totally different. I just got my feet wet and jumped in the boat and had balance, and it was fine. Actually, it just takes a little bit of practice. See, it moves on you, but it goes fast.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, had to reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's sever toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding an easy kill, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the fold, pulling stitches. Time to let go.
That was a good trip. Good trip, good canoe, good dog, good soul. I needed that. Now, time to take on the world. Or whatever.